So we are starting a new series, sort of. We're kind of on the eight limbs series, but there's micro series within the eight limbs. So the eight limbs are the system of classical yoga prescribed by Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras. You don't have to remember that, but it's the yoga that you've likely already been doing the entire time you've practiced yoga. So, yoga asana, like the postures is a part of that. Pranayama, breath work is a part of that. Meditation is a part of that. And essentially, there are eight of these kind of offshoots or limbs that are kind of connected all together. Now, these aren't always sequential, though they get kind of sequential toward the end. And we just spent 5 weeks going over the yamas, which are the first limb, which are the restraints. If you don't do these things, you'll suffer less. And that's things like don't lie, non-violence, non-stealing, non-excess, so moderation of the senses, and non-grasping. And so there's a class for each of those. If you didn't do those, go check them out on the website. And now we're heading into the second limb, which are the niyamas. So there's the yamas and then there's the niyamas. And so while the yamas were the restraints, and these are the things you don't do, the yamas are the things you should do. It's good to mention that these are not commandments. Like if you mess up with them or you don't do them perfectly, like there's no, cosmic repercussions that'll happen to you. But the promise of it is that if you observe these, you will suffer less. And that is what yoga is all about. We want to be happy, and that's the promise that comes along with it. And there's some prices to pay, if you will, or things you have to do to make it happen. And so there are 5 niyamas, and we'll spend 1 week on each. The first one, which we'll do tonight, is purification or Saucha. And then there's santosha, which is contentment, also sometimes talked about in the yoga circles as gratitude. Then there is tapas, which is not Spanish appetizers. It is, we call it self-discipline, and I'll go into the complete understanding of that when we get there. Then there is svadhyaya, which is self-study. And then the last niyama is Ishvara Pranidhana, which means surrender, but there's more to it than just that. But we'll wait for 5 weeks from now until I delve into that one. But these are the observances. You do these things, you'll suffer less. And this is my favorite limb, actually, the niyamas, because I've practiced these quite a bit. And they kind of lead into some other stuff that I'll talk about down the road that has helped really transform my life. So my hope is that they'll inspire you. So the first niyama, which we'll do tonight, is Saucha, which means purification. And there are some schools of thought that kind of talk about Saucha as kind of the goal of yoga in general. So purification, it's not just detoxing the body or going on a diet. Take it out of that context. It's not about perfection. It's about cleansing yourself of the things that are causing the weightedness, that are causing the suffering, being willing to do that kind of practice. And so for some people, it might be ascribing to a certain kind of diet. For some people, it might not be. For some people, it means not watching certain types of TV shows because you know that they plant these little seeds in your head and they make you kind of crazy or give you nightmares or something. For some people, it might be getting rid of toxic relationships that just make you feel really bad or don't really serve you in your life. There's many ways to think about Saucha. Um, then, of course, if you have ever studied or even looked into Ayurveda, which is a sister science to yoga, which talks about lifestyle, Saucha is like kind of the central piece of that. How can you purify the food you eat? How can you understand your constitution? How can you live your life toward this idea of purification? And this takes a lot of self-awareness. Kind of looking at my notes here. There's a lot to talk about with this, but I'll get through it quickly, I promise. The good news is through yoga and meditation, just as you've practiced it so far, you become more self-aware. You start to realize what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what makes you feel good, what doesn't make you feel good. I found in my own practice that as I practiced yoga more, the less I wanted to do things that were uh, impurifying for me, if you will. So like I used to be really into soda. I'm from Michigan, so like drinking Pepsi and Coke and stuff is kind of a standard there. And, a couple years into yoga, like I just quit it cold turkey. I'm like, this is not making me feel good. I don't like it. And I never looked back. And now I drink it. It's like way too sugary and I can't have it. But yoga in general helps us to understand what is and what isn't. We gather that discernment. In our physical practice, um, it's really just about creating that pure radiance within, like being willing to step into the fire of transformation, willing to challenge yourself, willing to challenge your beliefs, and when appropriate, pushing your boundaries a bit. Um, Definitely with a lot of the work we do in yoga, there is definitely some purification that can happen, especially with like twisting or with some of the pranayamas that we do. And we'll be doing a pranayama tonight that really, really helps to cleanse things out. So that's all I'll talk about didactically at this point with it. I know it's a lot of information. Take what you can, leave what you can't. Let's go ahead and get centered. Please sit tall. Allow your eyes to close. And bring your awareness to your body, sitting here, resting here, turning inward. Notice your body moving with your breath, expanding and contracting. Notice your breath moving in your body, in the nostrils, the throat, the lungs. And having awareness of your system, again, is the first step in purification, just to know what is and what isn't, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And you might notice some tension in your body or some areas of your body that don't feel good. You might feel blocked, might feel stiff or limited in some way. Those aren't inherently bad. We can call those growth edges, if anything. And there's your breath as well. You might notice your breath is kind of shallow or inconsistent. Again, that's fine too. We'll work with that. And probably the hardest aspect of our system to purify is the mind. So just notice how you're feeling in your mind. Maybe there's some static from your day that's still kind of clinging to you. Maybe there's some anxiety or worry. And all of that is fine. We're not shaming that or even inherently really trying to get rid of it at this point. We're just aware of what is and having compassion for that. And with this awareness of what is, let's chant Om 3 times. Deep breath in. Please bring your palms to your heart and lower the chin, honoring yourself as you are in this moment, body, breath, energy, mind. It's from this place within you that we'll practice. So go ahead and rub the palms together and take the heated palms over your eyes, brushing over the top of your head, down the neck, bringing yourself back to your space. So we're going to stay seated for this first exercise, I should say. But if you want to, you can stretch your legs out for a moment and then come back into cross legs. We're going to do a pranayama to get us started. And It's good to note at this point that there are two ways to change your system or to grow in yoga. One is to use the mind to affect the energy, or use your energy to affect your mind. Just a little secret here. Changing your energy is way easier than changing your mind. So we're going to use pranayama to help clear out both our system, like our physical system, our energetic system, and then also our mind as well. So there is a technique called rolling bastrika. Bastrika means bellows breath, and some of you have done this with me before. It's a forced inhale and exhale from the abdomen. And with our practice tonight, we're going to add a movement to it, which is going to be a swaying of the spine forward and back. If you have my book, Essential Pranayama, it's in here on page 90 if you want to practice that on your own. I'll turn sideways for this just so you can see my spine, but you can keep facing forward. So again, we're going to practice this from a seat, and just watch me do it first. And I can't talk and do it at the same time, so I'm going to just give you the movement first. So with the exhale, I'm going to drop my chin around my upper back and pull the navel back toward the spine, just really rounding. And then inhale, I'm going to lift my heart and look up. And then exhale, I'm going to round the back, look down. And then inhale, look up. And notice that this isn't really happening too much in my lower back. I'm not thrusting my belly forward, not really rounding too much down here. If you do that too much, you start to really fatigue this space. You really want to feel the movement in the upper back. So again, it's lifting the heart, not jutting it forward, but lifting it straight up. Then exhale, looking down. Okay, so that's the movement. The breath is through the nose, and it's a forced inhale and exhale. So without talking, it looks like this. Okay, so we're gonna do that for about 45 seconds to a minute. We'll take a break, and then we'll do another round. So again, the breath is in the nostrils, and even though we're moving mostly the upper spine, the breath itself is still in the belly. So don't keep it in the chest too much. You'll get used to it, don't worry. And go at your own pace. So sitting tall, find your breath. And then with your next inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, round the back, look down. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, look down, round the back. Keep going. So forced inhale, forced exhale. Three, two, and one. Sit up tall. Breathe normally. Feel sensation. If you're feeling a little dizzy, it might be helpful to open the eyes and focus on a single point. Of course, there's the movement in the spine, activating all those nice chakras. There's some clearing in the nostrils. You might start to see light in the brain. There may also be energy at the navel, that bellows of Bastrika, stoking that digestive fire, that fire of transformation. You might feel heat in your body, on your skin. Let's do one more round, all right? Take your time with it, finding your breath, and begin. 3, 2, and 1. Tall spine. Allow that movement to come to stillness. Might take a minute. Now, especially after the second round, you might start to notice a quieting of the mind, energy at the navel, heat in the body, clearing of the nostrils, throat, the lungs, maybe some tingling, maybe in the arms and hands, energy at the back, the throat. And taking a deeper, fuller breath. And allow your awareness to come on back. Good job. It's not easy to maintain for that long, but you did it, and good job for that. And you also might start to notice some of that purification happening already. So please set your props off to the side. We're going to come onto our backs to continue our warm up. Because that last one really warmed up the spine. So coming to lay down, take your time getting there. Maybe you want to stretch the legs out when you get there. We've been sitting for a moment. Do what you got to do. Good. Now, when you're ready, bring your feet flat to the floor, heels underneath your knees, prepping for bridge pose. And let's do a few rounds of bridge pose just to get kind of more into our bodies. So with your next inhale, lift your arms all the way overhead, hands on the floor above you, and lift your hips into the air. Then exhale, release the arms and hips down. Let's just continue to move in and out. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, releasing down. Moving on your breath. And as you do so, because we did those rolling Bastrika practice, you might start to notice that like your spine is a little bit more fluid than it usually is when we first get started with bridge pose. Good. One more time. Inhale up and exhale down. Good. Your arms can stay down by your side for this. Go ahead and extend your right leg toward the ceiling. Keep your left foot where it's at and pull the right toes back. Good. Now do your best to keep the right leg about 90 degrees. It's okay if it has to go forward a little bit, but the idea is to keep it pointing toward the ceiling. And with your inhale, lift the hips, and exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, lift the hips up, and exhale, bring them down. We're gonna do a few more. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Okay, we're gonna switch it up just a little bit here. Inhale, lift the hips, and then you're gonna pulse kick the ceiling with your foot, but you're gonna be moving the hips. So you're gonna come down a little bit, then press back up, down and up, down and up. Pulse, 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 pulse. Breathe. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up. Keep the leg up. Take the right leg forward. Keep the hips lifted. Inhale, lift the leg back up. Exhale, take the right leg forward again. Inhale, lift back up. We're going to do 2 more. Exhale, leg forward. Inhale up. Then exhale, take the leg forward. Leave it forward. Press the hips up a little higher. Stay for 3, 2, and 1. Lift the leg up. Bring the hips down. Foot to the floor. Whew. Feel sensation, probably especially in that left glute. Now that was so much fun. We're gonna do it again because we have to do the other side. Because if you don't, then one leg is gonna be stronger than the other and you'll walk around in circles and nobody needs that. So bring the feet flat to the floor again. Go ahead and extend the left leg toward the sky. Pull the toes back again, reaching toward the ceiling as best you can. Arms by your side. And let's begin. Press the right foot into the floor. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, come back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Cool. Let's come into it and pulse. Pulse, 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 pulse. Keep going. Breathe. Pulse, 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 pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up. Take the leg forward. Inhale, bring it back up. Keep the hips lifting. Left leg forward and up. 2 more times. Forward and up. Take the leg forward. Keep it there. Press the hips up a bit more. Stay for 3, 2, and 1. Lift the leg up. Bring the hips down, foot to the floor. Whew, sighing is appropriate. Feel sensation. Probably the right glute's talking to you just a little bit here. Good. So go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. And then extend your left leg all the way down to the floor. Keep the right knee drawn in. Let's hold here for just a breath or two. Just feeling that gentle stretch in the hip. And then from here, take your arms out to the side, making a T shape with your body. You could also do cactus arms if there's not enough space in your room. And then take a deep breath in. With your exhale, take your right knee across the body toward the floor on your left side. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, take the knee across. Inhale, unwind. Let's do that a few more times. Exhale, take the knee across, twist. Inhale back. And as you keep going, try to keep the right shoulder on the floor. Let's do 2 more. Exhale across. Inhale back. Exhale across. And inhale, come back and take the right leg down to the floor. Good. Go ahead and bring your left knee into your chest. And again, we'll hold here for just a breath or two, just to feel that gentle stretch in the hip. All right, keep the knee drawn in. Take the arms out to the side again. Again, you could do cactus arms if you want to. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take the left knee across. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, across. Inhale, unwind. And then just keep going. And try to keep the left shoulder on the ground as much as you can. It might pop off a little bit, that's fine, but do your best. Exhale across, inhale, unwind. Let's do 2 more. Good, inhale, unwind. Go ahead and extend that left leg down for a moment, just really stretching through the heels, pull the toes back toward you. Good, now as you do that, you might start to feel your lower back pop off the floor. So I want you to think about pulling the navel back down toward the spine. The lower pelvic or the lower abdomen, the pelvis starts to get engaged a bit, and start to pick your legs up off the floor. You might tremble a bit, that's fine. And just keep lifting the feet up. We're levitating. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then bring the knees into your chest. Good job. Wasn't that like just better than just bringing the knees to chest? Okay, let's play around with some boat pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl the chin in toward the throat. Bring your forehead up towards your knees, shoulders lift. And extend your arms and legs forward. Good. Shoulders lifting off the ground. And we're breathing, ideally. Good, deep breath in. And exhale, knees to chest, relax down. Take an adjusting breath. All right, we're gonna do that again. We're gonna add some spice to it, if you will. Go ahead and curl your chin in toward your throat. Extend the arms and legs. And take the legs a little bit wider apart. And then cross the arms and legs, and then take it apart. Cross, apart, cross, apart. See if you can add the breath Exhaling as you cross, inhaling as you open. Keep lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Knees to chest, relax down. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. Feeling sensation. Good, good. All right. So from here, please roll to your right side and come on up to hands and knees, table pose. Good. And once you're there, just curl the toes under. Let's come straight into down dog. Good. If you want to walk the dog out, go ahead, pressing a heel to the floor, bending the opposite knee. Might feel good just to hold the pose still as well. Do what feels all right for you in this moment. All right. So from down dog, let's move through some Danda Kriya. So with your next inhale, please come into plank pose. With your exhale, bend your elbows in towards your waist and bring your chest 1 inch from the floor, chaturanga. And then press the arms straight, take the shoulders back, come onto the tops of the feet, knees off the ground, inhale, up dog. And then exhale, feel a tug behind your navel that pulls you into downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We're gonna do 3 more. Plank, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. 1 more time, do it on your own. Good, landing in downward facing dog. Look at the space between your hands and gently walk or step forward in between the hands. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Good. Pressing palms to shins, come halfway up here, heart parallel to the floor. Exhale, folding down. Twice more, halfway up. And down. 3rd time the charm. Inhale. And down. Sweep the arms out to the side of the flat back. Rise all the way up to standing, reaching overhead. And exhale, palms to your heart. Good. Feel sensation for a moment. Really drop in what's happening in your body. We've done Bastrika, we did Danda Kriya, we did that glute exercise, we've done some twisting. Quite a bit going on in the body so far. Okay, so we are doing great on time, which is good news. Usually I'm behind. So we're gonna do some arm swings just to help get us nice and warmed up. Well, we're already warm, but to continue the process, you know what I mean? So feet stacking underneath the hips, and we'll do the drop the body version tonight. So it'll be inhale, arms up, inhale, arms back, inhale, arms up, and exhale, bend the knees, drop the body, sweep the arms behind you to inhale, come up for the next round. And we're just gonna go for about 2 minutes total, all right? And we're breathing through the nose on inhale, through the mouth on exhale. So inhale up, inhale back, inhale up, exhale, drop. Inhale, 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 exhale. Find a rhythm that works for you. How fast you go is up to you. Keeping in mind, we're going for a full 2 minutes. So make sure there's enough gas in the tank to get to the end. Inhaling through the nose, feeling the full rotation of the shoulder joints up and back. Powerful exhale out of the mouth, almost like a wheezing at the end there. Really let it go, clearing the respiratory system. You're a little more than halfway done. Keep it up. 30 more seconds. Three, two, and one. Back up to standing. Feeling the sensation here, your breath rate, your heart rate. With your next inhale, lift your arms overhead, holding the breath in at the top. Hold in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale out of your mouth, release the arms. Again, inhale, lift. Hold. Let go. One more time, inhale. Great, so from here, go ahead and fold forward. Just hanging forward for a moment. Feel the knees a little bit soft here. Relax the neck, the shoulders, the arms. Now, if your hands or fingertips don't touch the ground already, bend your knees until they do. Fingertips or hands on the ground. And then walk your fingertips or hands all the way to the left side of your left foot. And relax the neck, head dropping. Then walk the hands to center and take them to the right side of the right foot. Relax the head. And then walk the hands back to center. Palms to shins. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Palms to heart. Good. All right, we're going to move through a sun salutation next. A couple of caveats for that. We'll do about 5 rounds total. And movement-wise, it's a pretty simple flow. It's sun salute A. And we're going to go through it once just to get into our bodies, and then we're going to add some pranayama to it as we go through the subsequent rounds. And so just know that the first time is just to kind of like remember how it feels, and then we're going to add some forced breath to it, similar to Bhastrika, the bellows breath that we did earlier. So know that we're going to use the simple movement as a facility to do some deeper work. So stepping to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you, feet stacking underneath the hips, bring your palms to your heart. Find your breath, moving with that breath. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and swan dive forward. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, release and step back to downward facing dog. Moving through Danda Kriya, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Looking at the space between the hands, go ahead and step forward. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. In palms to heart. Piece of cake. We basically fold forward, step back, move through Danda Kriya, step forward and come back up. Now we'll do this with a forced inhale and a forced exhale, which still might mean that the breath takes a moment. You know, it doesn't have to be kind of like we were doing Bastrika earlier. It can be a forced but slower exhale and a forced but slower inhale. That gives you more time to actually move from posture to posture. Now do your best with this. And if it starts to feel like it's a bit too much, please just either stop moving and rest for a moment or breathe normally and keep moving, whichever feels most appropriate for you. All right. So the first round of this next round that we'll do at least might be just getting used to it. Then we'll do a few more rounds after that. So stepping forward to the top of your mat, palms to heart. Again, try to make this a forced inhale and exhale and have it come from the belly. So with your next inhale, reach up, fold forward. Palms to shins. Fold down and step back to down dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward dog. Stay here. Inhale. Look forward, step forward. Exhale. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. All the way up. Palms to heart. It'll get easier, I promise. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Fold. Halfway. Down dog. Danda Kriya. Stay for the inhale. Step forward, exhale. Palms to shins. Fold. All the way up. Heart. Let's keep it going. Inhale. Fold. Halfway. Downward dog. Danda Kriya. Stay for the inhale. Step forward, exhale. Halfway up. Fold. All the way up. Heart. Keeping it moving. Inhale. Fold. Halfway. Down dog. Danda Kriya. Stay in down dog for the inhale. Step forward, exhale. Halfway up. And down. All the way up. Heart. One more time. Inhale. Fold. Halfway. Down dog. Danda Kriya. Stay in down dog for the inhale. Step forward, exhale. Palms to shins. Exhale. All the way up. Heart. Stay here. And breathe normally. If you're feeling dizzy, open the eyes. If not, just stay inward. Breath rate, heart rate. Sense of clearing of the body. Your energy might feel just a little less stagnant. Tension in your body might feel a little less tense. Your mind might feel like it's not moving as quickly, which is a good thing in this case. I feel spacious, open. Not as easy as a normal sun salute usually is for us, but there's something really interesting that happens when we mix pranayama with movement, and you just kind of experience that right now. After a while, one thing I noticed, and this may or may not be true for you, is that the breath actually became kind of the force that moved me from posture to posture, creating kind of a support, like physically, maybe not as demanding, maybe with the breath, of course, in the belly, but moving with my arms and up dog, down dog, all that stuff, I was kind of carried by the pranayama itself. So may or may not be the case for you. Our next posture, I'm going to have you take your feet nice and wide apart on your yoga mat and have the toes pointing out to the side about 45 degrees. All right. We're going to practice goddess pose, everybody's favorite. Good. So just have the hands on the hips to start. Shoulders gliding down the back. You can even think about the elbows coming together behind you. Good. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, bend your knees, guiding them out toward the toes, sinking down into a squat. Then inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, sink back in. Inhale up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale up. Let's do a couple more. Good. Sinking in. Stay this time. Again, the knees are guiding out toward the toes, not buckling forward, but outward. And then take the arms out to the side and bend the elbows, fingertips pointing toward the ceiling, cactus arms coming into traditional goddess pose. If you feel like the hips can sink deeper, go ahead and go there. And now in this posture, we're going to practice Bhastrika, the bellows breath. We're not going to sway the spine like we did before. We're going to keep the spine relatively still. And the breath itself, again, comes from the belly. So go ahead and take a deep breath in, feel the belly expand forward. Exhale, contract it back sharply. Inhale forward sharply. Exhale back sharply. Your eyes can be open or closed, whatever works best for you. Cleansing your body, cleansing your energy, cleansing your mind, getting rid of any blockages. Three, two, and one. Straighten the legs, reach up. Exhale, release the arms and adjust. Turn the feet parallel, so point the toes directly forward or even pigeon toe them slightly. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over wide legs. Prasarita Padottanasana. Wide leg forward fold. The knees can be slightly bent here if you'd like to. Just allow the upper body to hang heavy, as if you're trying to pull yourself between your legs. Some of you actually might be able to do that, but that's the directional movement. Feeling some nice length in the back of the body. You could even reach your hands behind, like between your legs, plant them to the floor and try to draw your chest between the knees. And again, that's a directional movement. Some of you might be able to do it, some of you might not, and that's fine. And then walk the hands back up. And we're going to transition into downward facing dog. So just go ahead and walk your hands to one side of the mat and step back. Just a little dance there. Then inhale into plank pose. And exhale, plank yourself down to the floor, coming all the way down, please. And have your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows bent and squeezing in towards your side. And let's play around with locust pose a little bit. So feeling your pelvis ground into the floor. With your inhale, lift the head, chest, and the legs. Locust pose. Exhale, float back down. Inhale, float up. Locust. Exhale, float down. We're going to do that a few more times. Inhale, rise. And down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. One more time, and let's hold it this time. Lifting on up. Shoulders down the back, inner thighs are lifting. You're breathing. Inhale. And exhale, float on down. Curl the toes under. Lift your knees away from the floor and push yourself up to plank pose and back to downward facing dog. Good. And inhale, float down onto hands and knees and sit back and bring your legs out in front of you. We've been on a journey tonight, feels like. So we're going to come into a twist now, and I'm going to give you a couple of variations for this twist tonight, starting with the simplest to the least simple, all right? And practice where you're at. So you can bring your right knee into your chest to start. And for some of you, you'll stay right here, and we're going to come into a twist. Some of you might be able to bring the right foot across the leg and ground it. Now, if it doesn't come flat to the floor, bring it back to the inside, and we'll do a twist here. Some of you might be able to take it one step further and take the extended leg, the left leg in this case, and just kind of tuck it back behind you. But only do that if you can keep the right foot flat on the floor and both hip bones touch the floor, okay? And we'll do a twist, all right? So whichever variation you can find yourself in, get yourself there, and we'll come into the twist together, no matter which one you're doing. So the right knee is the one that's on top. Your right hand goes directly behind your spine. So when you push the palm into the floor, you have to sit up tall. Then inhale, lift your left arm up. Then exhale, take the left arm across the body, hook the knee, and twist, looking over your right shoulder, taking the right shoulder back. Good. Breathing here. Feel the navel pull into the body and twist with you to the right. Keep breathing. Good. All right. Inhale, carefully unwind and uncross. And let's do the other side. So bringing the left foot flat to the floor. Some of you might just stop right here, and that's completely fine. Some of you might be able to take the left foot across the outside of the right leg, make sure it touches the floor and grounds there. And again, we'll twist here. Some of you might be able to tuck the right leg back behind you, as long as you can keep the left foot on the floor and both hips stay grounded on the floor. All right, if you're leaning over, it's not timed yet. All right, let's do the twist together, whichever variation you have your legs in. Left arm goes behind the spine, sitting up tall. Right arm lifts up, inhale. Exhale, reach the arm across, hook the knee and twist, looking over your left shoulder. Sit up tall. Exhale, twist a bit further, feeling the navel pull into the body and twisting with you to the left. Breathe. Good. All right. Inhale, unwind and uncross. All right. And then bring your legs into your normal, like crossed legs seated position. You'll know it's right because it'll feel natural. And from this position, and you keep facing forward, we're just going to fold forward over the legs. So just kind of keeping the spine rather tall, just kind of lean into this fold. And that might be all the way over the legs for some of you. That just might be a couple of inches forward. As long as you feel a stretch, you're doing it right. Deep breaths here, starting to sink over the legs. And then wherever you're at in the forward fold, go ahead and come back up to a tall spine. And then bring your legs into the non-habitual cross. So if your one leg was forward, just switch which one is in front. It'll feel awkward. And that's how you know you're doing it right. So sitting up tall to start. With your exhale, just kind of walk the hands forward, begin to fold over the legs. Now know because this is your non-habitual side, this might not be as easy as the first side. And that's fine, totally fine. There's so many asymmetries in our bodies. We're just becoming aware of them. And again, as long as you feel a stretch, you're doing it right. All right, inhale, walk your hands back, come on up. Now we're going to stay seated for the next little bit of part of our practice. So you can sit on a folded blanket or cushion. You can come to your regular habitual cross if you wanted to. Um, before we come into Shavasana, I'd like us to practice Nadi Shodhanam, which is alternate nostril breathing. And so you'll take your right hand, and it doesn't matter what your dominant hand is, always the right hand. Don't ask me why, we just do it this way. And you're going to bend in the pointer finger and the middle finger. So your little fingers are extended and your thumb is extended. You'll bring the palm to face your face. The thumb will be used to block your right nostril when the time comes, and the two little fingers will be used to block the left nostril when the time comes. All right, so go ahead and block your right nostril. Close the eyes, and then inhale through the left nostril. And then block the left nostril, open the right, exhale right nostril. And then inhale right nostril. Block the right, open the left, exhale left nostril. Good, let's do that again. Inhale left. Out right. In right. And out left. In left. Out right. In right. And out left. In left. Out right. In right. and out left, in left, right, in right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left. One more time. Left, right, right, left. Release the palm. You just might sense a balance here. Balance in the nostrils, a balance in the hemispheres of the brain, body. You might just feel like an internal calm, yet alertness. And keep this calm, inward alertness with you as you transition onto your back for Shavasana, corpse pose. Take your time getting there. Bring any support where you need it. You can turn down the lights in your space if you'd like to. Set yourself up for success, meaning be comfortable. And make any additional movements to make yourself 10 to 15% more comfortable. Give yourself that permission, that grace to be comfortable. And then bring your body into Kaya Sthira, which is absolute stillness. Not stillness because you're trying to not move, because there's simply no need to move. Inviting your body into stillness. The only movement is the gentle pulsing of your breath. And as you rest in that stillness, bring your awareness to the center of your brain. And there, see a blue flame. However best you can picture a blue flame, the center of the brain. And just see this flame soothing away anything mentally that needs to be soothed. Maybe it's anxiety, worry. It's really helping your mind to ground into a state of calm, yet alert stillness. Peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. Take your time as you roll to your right side. And take your time as you come on up to a seat from here. So tall, be comfortable. Eyes closed, crown lifting, reestablishing kaya sthira, absolute stillness. Make any adjustments so that you can be still comfortably. And then just allow yourself to be still. And become aware of your spine, the skeletal structure from the tip of the tailbone all the way up through the vertebrae to that point at the center of the brain. And picture a blue healing flame ignited at the tip of the tailbone, right at the base of the spine, a blue healing flame. And if you're not visual, you can just maybe sense it as energy or just have an awareness of that space. Now, with your inhale, see that flame ascend your spine, passing through each vertebrae, and at the top of the inhale, coming to the center of the brain. And as you exhale, see that blue flame descend the spine, again, passing through each vertebrae at the bottom of the exhale, coming to rest at the base of the tailbone. And then just continue to see that movement of this blue light. Inhale, ascending the spine, and exhale, descending the spine. And as this flame ascends and descends the spine, see it burning away any impurities it finds along the spinal column, any stress or tension or trauma in the spine, just burning away all of those impurities. With every pass of the flame, another layer removed. Inhale the blue light ascending. Exhale the blue light descending. seeing your spine clean, clear, radiant, pure. At the top of your next inhale, draw that light to the center of the brain and keep it there, right at the top of the spine. And see that blue light shining into your brain, into your skull, and into your mind, illuminating the darkest corners of your mind, clearing away any fog, any confusion, any uncertainty, any fear. Any haze lifting, clearing away any thoughts or beliefs that aren't serving you or that are limiting. Feel your mind illuminated, radiant and bright. And then with your next exhale, see that flame pour back down into your spine like blue electric liquid and out through the central nervous system into every cell of your body, all of the internal organs, the skin, the muscles, the bones, and feel your entire body illuminated with this blue healing light. And as the image fades, keeping that sensation or remembrance that you are filled with light, that you are pure, you have it within you. Take a deeper, fuller breath, bring your palms to the heart. Bowing the chin and honor yourself for all the hard work you've done here tonight. Gratitude for the effort you put forth. And may all of that effort and this practice continue to keep you nice and pure. So until next time, namaste.